around this time, about 11 o'clock, I get this idea in my head that, you know what, tomorrow's gonna be the day that I'm gonna wake up super early. I mean, 5, 6 a.m., which I guess isn't that early, but early, and I'm gonna have the whole day. And that was the plan for today. But no, that didn't happen. Today I woke up at 7, which really isn't all that bad. Well, 7:30 actually, but the alarm did go off at 6, and I woke up and I saw it and I thought, yeah, that's not gonna happen. But I mean, it shows that I'm catching up on sleep, so hopefully within a week, maybe I'll be waking up at 6 o'clock again. And it's not even like I'm not used to waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning. In fact, when I was on vacation, I would wake up a lot earlier. Now, I know that sounds sort of strange. Why on vacation of all times would you wake up earlier? Well, partly because it really wasn't my vacation. The first vacation was with Emily. It was for Emily before she starts work. And the second one was for Brandon because every year Brandon and I go on a trip. But for me, I had a lot of work to do. I was preparing for my feature film and I had to work for one of the companies that I'm working for. And so I'd actually have to wake up at 4 a.m., which was brutal. And I did that for like 6 weeks. And I'd done it before. I used to wake up at 4 a.m. every morning, but I kind of got out of the habit because waking up at 4 a.m. isn't fun ever. I mean, it's fun by like noon because you're like, wow, I got the whole day ahead of me and I'm already done with all of my work, which is great, but it's pretty brutal in the morning. So since I've been home, I've been trying to give myself a bit more of a break, especially because I just got done with my feature film and I had to sleep 12 hours a day, as I said on yesterday's vlog, which is fine, and I'm getting closer and closer to 8 hours. Hopefully I can be back around 8 hours within like a week or so, because I go to bed at like 9:30, 10 o'clock, because I don't like staying up late. I just find it to be a waste of time. Like I don't know how people do work at night. Like after 6 o'clock comes around, I can't do work. I can't do it. So I try to get my work done as quickly as possible so I can go to bed at a normal time and wake up early. It hasn't happened yet, but I'm getting closer. Now, part of the problem with not waking up as early as I want to is I'm tired pretty much all the time. Whenever Emily asks how I am, I always say I'm tired. And of course, her inevitable response is, you always say that, because it's pretty much always true. I could go to sleep at almost any time, but the only time I can't go to sleep is when I actually want to. I could sleep right after I wake up, noon, 2, 3, anytime, except at night. When I lay down to go to bed, I'm not good at sleeping. I mean, sometimes I am, especially, when I was on shoot. I would lay in bed, within 10 seconds I'd be asleep. I've never had a huge problem sleeping, and I'm not saying that I do now, but even though I wouldn't say I have trouble sleeping, I would say the hardest time for me to sleep is right before I go to bed, or I suppose when I am actually trying to go to sleep. Now, it's not that I'm not tired. Of course I'm tired. Like I said, I'm tired all of the time. Maybe that's because I don't do caffeine or any of that. I mean, it's not like I'm so tired like I'm narcoleptic or anything. It's just like I could pretty much go to sleep on a minute's notice, and even at night it really only takes me 10 to 15 minutes. It's not like I'm laying there for hours, and if I do some meditation right before bed, it's even quicker. So it's not like, a big huge thing. It's just, I don't know, I just don't like sleeping. Now, don't get me wrong, I 100% recognize how important sleep is, and I'm not gonna not sleep anymore or sleep 3 to 4 hours a day. People say they can do that. I don't really buy it. Not that they're only sleeping 3 to 4 hours, but they're actually being efficient with that. I think 8 hours of sleep, scientists are pretty right about that most of the time. It's kind of like the vaccine thing. Just go get vaccinated. It's really not that hard. Just do it. Just get the vaccine. But that's neither here nor there. It's to say I'm going to continue to sleep 8 hours because that's what I'm supposed to do, and hopefully just 8 hours in the future. But look, I'm doing my best, which is, maybe not a whole lot. So I've come to the decision that my MacBook Pro that I have, while is quite lovely, well, technically I'm using Emily's MacBook Pro, which again, is quite lovely, just isn't quite enough for this film. Now, when it comes to most of the work I do, the vlog, the work I do for clients or anything, the MacBook Pro is fine. It's great, actually, and I'm very happy that I have it, but for the film, I mean, it's just such a big project, it's just not big enough. Now, of course, one option is to go and get a whole new computer, which is just something I can't afford. I mean, getting a desktop is something I've always wanted, but That's just absolutely ridiculous. So I'm not doing that. And even if I could afford it, it doesn't really matter because we're not actually working on my MacBook Pro. We're working on Shannon's, my DP and now editor, her desktop. She actually brought it over and everything because she didn't want to use Final Cut. She wanted to use Premiere, which is like a whole thing, which is fine. So it's not really that. That's not really the problem. The problem, at least for me, is that she can't come over every single day, which no one would ask her to do. Which means that when days she's not here, I can't edit. But what I can do is watch the footage. Now, I could just watch on my computer and that would be fine, but again, the screen is so small. So instead, I'm going to go to Best Buy and buy like a little converter thing for an HDMI cord. I'm going to connect that HDMI cord to my TV, and I'm going to do all my viewing from there, which, I mean, hopefully should work. Definitely got something, a mini display port HDMI adapter. I think I connect this to the Mac, and I have HDMI cords, and I connect that, and I can play it off my TV, which if you can do this without computers, which I know almost nothing about computers, but I'm pretty sure you can, why do people buy, like, monitors? I mean, is there a difference between a monitor and just, like, a TV? I mean, a TV seems significantly cheaper than... I guess I don't know how much a monitor costs. I just thought a nice monitor is expensive. And maybe, like, I don't know, the frame rate's difference if, like, you're a, I don't know, gamer or something. I know nothing about technology. I barely understand how a vlog works, let alone anything else. But I'm hoping this will work, and then I can view everything on the TV, and then maybe that will do something, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Got the wrong thing. So apparently I bought this wrong cord too recently. So I guess it's not in their system yet. I mean, the person who was like a 16-year-old kid was like super apologetic about it. I guess because he probably thought I was gonna get like super angry and yell at him. But first of all, it was $25, so it's not worth getting angry even if I couldn't get my money back. But it just takes time, I guess. Apparently it doesn't go immediately into the system. Again, I don't know how computers work. It's not that big of a deal. I got something that I think is the right one, and honestly, I can just go return this tomorrow. It's not that big of a deal. It kind of sucks that I can't return it now, and now it's just more things that I have to do, which isn't, you know, my favorite thing to do, but it does get me out of the house, which is good, because otherwise I would never get out of the house. So I don't know. I mean, assuming this works, I'd consider it today a success. So it works. I mean, yeah, I had to go to Best Buy twice and waste an extra 40 minutes, and I don't get my $20 back yet, or $25? However many dollars. Not that big of a deal. Go back tomorrow. But, I mean, there's this, so that's something. So, no one ever taught Brandon how to grocery shop, I guess? Nope. So, at 20 years old, I am taking him to the grocery store so I can properly teach him how to buy groceries. Yes. Specifically avocados. He brought like the world's hardest avocados.
See, I didn't realize that most fruits, if they're like squishy, you don't buy them because they're bad. Not with avocado.
Name a fruit that you want to buy when it's hard.
Apples?
Oh yeah, I guess the apple's true. Any other fruits? You do not want to buy a hard orange.
You don't want to buy an overly mushy one.
Exactly. That's the same thing with an avocado. It needs a little give. Even an apple, you want a little give. Just a little bit.
I like my apples hard, like crab apples.